Okay, so there are a few different ways to make collaborative groups in Canvas. One of the fastest ways to do it is just directly when you're going to make an assignment. So this is my part of my second semester course for AP. So for last year. So I click on assignments and here's assignments. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the blue assignment button, and I'm going to call this assignment Sandbox. So I'm going to go down here, I'm going to say for fun. It's going to be worth 10 points. It's going to be in assignments. You can give it different assignment groups depending upon how you've set up your grade book and if you've given different groups in your assignment. I'm going to give it say that it's a file upload, and usually that's not clicked when you create an assignment. So this is going to be a group assignment, and as soon as I click group assignment, there's going to be a few options. It's going to ask me, do I want to assign grades to each student individually, but I don't want that. I want to assign the project one grade, and I want that one grade to go to each student individually. Sorry, each student in the group. Then it's going to have group set, and when I click on this drop down menu, all my different groups will show up. So now I can choose a new group category, and I am going to create a name for the groups, and I'm going to call this Sandbox 2. So that's the name for my group set for this assignment. So I'm going to allow my students to self-sign up for this group. Now, I have 3 sections of AP, so I need all my kids to be in the same class. So I need to check this box because that requires group members to be in the same section. I also make sure that I do the math for each of my classes, and that's what group structure is about. So I want to say that in my period 2, in my classes, each of my classes, there's going to be 6 groups, and I'm going to limit each group to 6 people. And now I'm going to create that category. So now the category is created, and I am going to go ahead and update assignment. Now you can give it due dates, say when it's due, and if you do an until date, that means that after that date, students will not be able to submit assignments. So I'm going to update the assignment. So now when you go to people, over here in people, you will see that it's going to generate the page where you're going to find all of your students. So these are all my previous students, and there's my group. So here's all the subsets for that group. It's Sandbox 2. Now there's no students in there because my students have all graduated, and they can self-sign up. If I want to manually put a student into a group, I can simply by moving a student over. So you can manually assign students to a group as well. It's just I have 120 kids in my AP course, and so it can be rather time consuming to manually assign students to groups. So what that now looks like, one other thing, you can assign leaders to groups, and when a student is a leader in a group, they do have the ability to change the title of their subgroup, which is really nice if each group gets to sort of give their name, their group, a creative name, right? They can name them a team or just be creative with their names. Also, once they do that, they can go to their home page and you can see this is what the collaborative group homepage looks like. And now the kids who are in this group, they can make announcements with each other. They can create their own pages, just like we can, wiki pages. They can have discussions, just like we create discussions for students to have. They can create discussions to have with each other. They can upload files. They can have conferences, and they can do collaborations. With collaborations, they could start an Etherpad collaboration, or they could start a Google Doc, which is really nice to start the Google Doc because I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a second. They can then upload that Google Doc into Canvas, which then becomes their assignment that they turn in. It's really easy. So going back to courses, so when you're in People, if you want to create a group from People rather than in Assignments, you just go and you click on Group Set, and then you can just name it Test. Now you can create the groups manually that way, or you could allow self-sign up. You can require the groups to be in the same section. 6 groups, 6 members, and here's the leadership position. And this allows students to rename their group whatever they want. And then they save. And I've already used that. And now there it is again. Right? So the way this is going to look in grades is, as you can see, I had all those other groups set up. So one of the assignments that my students had to do was on analyzing theme in the Minister's Black Veil. So when I go to my SpeedGrader, this is a Google Doc that the kids worked on, and you can see when they submitted it. So Ashley Cooper, Allison Spurlock, and Nicole Rodriguez were in this group, and they were analyzing theme in the Minister's Black Veil. Now, what was in blue was these were the questions that I gave them on the Google Doc, and then these were the answers that they gave. This annotation right here is what I put into the doc using my Crocodoc features that are built into Canvas. And then I gave them the score of a 5. Now this 5 went to all 3 of these students' grades in Canvas. I didn't have to go to all 3 places in the gradebook. It just automatically went there. So that saved me time in grading while the 3 of them got to collaboratively work on this assignment together. So that's how you create groups in Canvas.